All right, good morning. We're working on gem wars this morning, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to correct some of my build errors. Yesterday we added in colors where, like, green, for example, was the first color that spawned every time, but I want each game to be different in terms of the tiers, so we're implementing tiers at this time. So one thing I did is I removed the structs out of this game and I turned everything into scriptable objects, so I'll be able to serialize and send all my data to the server relatively simple. And this just changes just a few things. So now this needs to be a var line equals a scriptable object service dot create object, right? Or I guess it's called factory of type line SO. Now if I look in here, we want to have another one here, which is just a just a second. So you really already should have one scriptable object in order to make an instance of it. The issue here is that we're passing in this base scriptable object here. I don't want necessarily to have that. I want to have a new public virtual void init on this one. And here I just want to pass in my block scripts, my line count, and my block position. And this is going to do the this.blocks equals blocks, this.line count equals line count, and this.block position equals block position. We're going to call this create line. Perfect. And now I can just do this as a create line. Line.create line, and we want to pass in my blocks.values.toArray, my line count, and my position. And then we want to add my lines to that. Okay. Here, we're not going to call this a init. We need to, and we'll just pass in an instance of itself. So now here, this one is for blocks, lowercase. We need to fix our tier type here. This one is block position. And this here is our color chance. So we need to create our tiers now. So what I've created is a new scriptable object called tier type. And it also is going to include a color chance and then an init on it. So in my game SO, I want to have these tiers. And now this is going from each one of my color chances. And I want to go order by my percent chance. Okay, I'm okay with that. Now, I actually want to do this a different way, where I'm going to use an I on a for loop, and I'm going to say that my color chances dot length, and I want to say my var ordered color chances equals color chances dot order by percent chance. And now what I want to do is I want to make a tier which is equal to a scriptable object factory dot create tier SO we can change this to match get tier SO and create instance. So you want to get the first one where your tier type and the tier SO doesn't even exist in this. So there is no instance. We're just going to create a new tier SO as a create object of tier SO. And then I want to do my init from my tier type, which is tier type cast as I, and then my ordered color chances of I. And then I want to add that to my tiers. We're going to have a var tiers equals a new list of tier SO. And then here we're going to add our tiers to it. And then we're going to do a tiers equals tiers. Now I'm going to add in here a new protected virtual void called create tiers, and we want to pass in my color chance SO called color chances, and we can move all this stuff over down here. We can say create tiers and pass in my color chances, and then this needs to be a dot to array. On my game, I also want to have my tier SO array exposed as tiers. And now here, when I'm creating the blocks, for each color chance, but the tiers get created on every round, don't they? Or is the tier just associating, let me look at that one more time. It's associating the tiers to the color chances, so that needs to be on every round, not on a game. Okay, and so now you're going to do your color chances and you're going to order by these tiers, add it to tier type, and you're good there. And now you want to do a round.create tiers. And up here you'll add a protected color chance SO called color chances. Like that. Okay. So now you added the lines. It's going to say these tiers don't exist because it's actually on the round current. And now these color chances are actually called tiers. Second. Now you want the color chances on there, and the color chances get switched into tiers. So here we could just do a create tiers of my color chances. Turn this into a protected. So that way it happens when you init it. And in here you want to go for your tiers, and you want to order by your it should already be ordered. And this is a tier.color chance. And also a color chance SO called a color chance. Okay. It also needs to have a color, doesn't it? So over here in round SO, when you're creating your tiers, you're ordering your color chances. So here we want to add a block color like this. Right. So now this one wants me to have a tier.block color. And then we're going to do a block color here of I. Now, I'm still not exactly happy with this, even though it's going to build. Because if I look at the game, the color chances are going to be different per round. But you do want to have on your tier SO a block color and node color chance, because then we're going to have one other type called a tier block color SO. Or tier color chance. And this one is going to have a tier SO called a tier. As a protected. And a color chance SO. Okay. Perfect. And so now in your game, we want to have a list of these things called tiers. And we're going to add in a public tier SO array called tiers. And now we're going to create the tiers here. So what you're going to do is for I goes to my tier type. It's a enum dot parse my type of tier type dot length. Get names or something like that. And what I want to do is I want to make a new tier. Of a tier SO. And then we're going to init this one, which has slightly different things here. It's a tier type of I and a block color of I. Hold on. Now what I want to do is I first want to have a queue of block color. And then for I, that goes to my a list of block color. Enum dot, we're going to get my get names of my type of block color dot length. And what I want to do is I want to add this to the queue. And now what I want to do is I want to do a block colors equals block colors dot order by, and it's a GUID dot new GUID, and then we want to do a to array. And then you're going to create this, and then your block color here is a block colors of I. And then you want to add this to your tiers. And then down here we're going to say tiers equals tiers dot to array. Okay, so we're going to move all this up here to be a public or a protected virtual void called create tiers. Now when I go to the round, when we create our tiers, we want to pass in the color chances for the round. Which are being previously set. So now these are going to be a list of tier color chances, right? And this is tier color chance SO, called tiers color chances. Let me check something on my calendar. Okay. You also want to pass in here a tier SO called tiers. And so now what I want to do is I want to order my color chances by my percent, going from smallest to largest. And now what I want to do is I want to create a new object of a tier color chance SO. And when we init on it, I want to use the tiers of I and a ordered color chances of I. And then we're going to set these here to be my tiers color chances. Like that. Now the issue is that we're not passing this in here in a init. So we'll do it like this. And now where we're creating the round here, we're going to create the color chances here from my but this is already being set. So now we can just do it for my game.tiers. And we can rebuild this and try it again. Like that. And let's see if it works. It compiled. Okay, it says my color chances in my round SO are null. So let's look at that. They are. So what I want to have here is a new list of scriptable objects called color chances, and then another set here called gem chances. So this color chance we need to have 6 per round. So round 1, tier 1, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now I have some numbers that I want to use here. So let's open up Excel. And what I want to say is this is going to be the tiers that we're trying to mimic. And we're going to add one more column in here. Okay, and so this is going to go 100, 100, 75 and 25, 55, 30, 15, 5, 20, 35 and 40, 25, 35, 30, 10, 25 and 30 here. Am I missing one? This should be 30, 15, 30, 15, 10, 14, 20, 35, 25, 6, 1, 15, 35, 30, 19, 25, 35, 30, 10. That's it, okay? And now we're going to go ahead and we're going to graph these. It's been a while since I've done this. And we want this one here. And let me fix my numbers that are screwed up here. There we go. So now I can see the gradual progression of each of the tiers. Tier 1 goes down. Tier 2 kind of goes up and down. Tier 3 only goes up. Tier 4 is flat. So they're definitely a little bit different. So what I'm going to do is copy these numbers. And we're going to emulate it down here. And I want to add in a 6th tier. And so here we can do this as 90 and 10. Okay, that's looking pretty good. And then as we get down here, let me go ahead and get my sum of all the previous numbers just to make sure that I do hit 100 for each of these. So down here now, we want to move this to be like 15 or like, yeah, 15, maybe like 13. And this one to be like 8, and this one to be like 3, and this one to be like 1. So now, this can be like 4, 8, and 12. And we'll do this one at 1. Okay, this one we can drop to be like 34, 29, 9. We're going to drop this one to be 27. This is interesting that tier 5 is at 11. This should be at 1. Okay, this next one. $19, $30, $35, $15, $8. So we need to remove like $28, $33, $14, $17, $27, $32, and $13. This one we're going to drop to be like $11, $18, $33, $23, $11, $32, $10, $31, $22. Okay? And this last one, we want to do 5, 10, 20, 5, 12, like that. Okay? So I'm going to save this here on my desktop, and I'm just going to call this my percentages. And let's go ahead and graph this. We can scrap this column. And if I was to look at these two, I'd say they're pretty good. Tier 5 and Tier 6 are pretty close. Maybe we drop this one to be like 10, this one to be like 16. And this one to be like 32. Okay, let's go ahead and translate these now into the game. So over here, we can just duplicate these for each one of these. Tier 1 is going to have a percent chance of 100. Tier 2 is going to have a chance of 0 on this one. Okay? So the next one is going to be round 2, tier 1. And we want 6 of them. And the first one's going to be 90. And my percent chance modifier will be point. I want these things to be in decimals, right? .05. And the next one will be 10% at 0.05. Okay. The next one here is going to be at 75. Which is 0.75. And the next one's going to be at 0.15. And the next one's going to be at 0.1. The next one two, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's going to start at 0.55, 0.30, 0.15. And now we're going to do the 5th round. We're over halfway done. Good morning, Painkiller. It's good to see you again. Programming at an early hour. Very neat. Oh, yeah, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate you coming out, hanging out with us this morning. So this one's going to be round 5, tier 1. And this one's going to be at 0.37. .23. Oops, I'm on the wrong one. 0.37, 0.32, 0.23, 0.07, 0.01. And let's set this to be 0.072, something like that. Almost done here. Round 6, tier 1. We want this to be 0.25, 0.34, 0.27, 0.9, 0.4, 0.1. Round 7. We want this to be at 0.17, 0.27, 0.32, 0.13, 0.8. This is 0.11. And then 0.03. 0.17, 0.27, 0.32, 0.13, 0.08, 0.03. This is 0.01. And this is 0.04. This is 0.09, 0.04, 0.01, and then up here 0.07, 0.01. So that's right. Okay, 2 more rounds. Round 8, tier 6. Okay. We're going to start with 0.1, 0.18, 0.31, 0.22, 0.11, 0.08. And we're going to change this to be 0.03. And then finally, round 9, tier. So there's our 6 tiers. And this first one's going to be 0.05, 0.12, 0.25, 0.32, 0.16, and 0.1. And then we can change all of these to be at 0.01. So just 1% flux. Okay, these are all of our rounds. So now in my asset database, I can add all of these. And then over here in rounds, I can add these all in here. So here, round 1, we can add in these 6. Round 2, we can add in these 6. Round 3, can add in these 6. Round 4, we can add in these 6 here. Let me just make sure I'm happy with this so far. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is round 5. Round 6. Round 7. And finally round 8. And then you wanted to add one more round called round 9. like that. Okay, we want to add round 9 to the asset database. And when we look at these, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. All of these will be at 10, 10. This one will be at 8, 8. And this time we want to give 3 coins. And this time we'll give 4. And this one will go 5. Okay, we have one more type of object we need to create, which are gem chances. This needs to be called a gem chance. And this is going to be the same thing, round 1. Diamond. And we're going to say that this one's going to be a ruby. This one's going to be a sapphire. This one's going to be an amber. This one will be a amethyst. And the last one is it's a diamond, an emerald. So this is a amber, amethyst, diamond, emerald, ruby, and a sapphire. So in round 1, an amber, we want to have a 0.1 chance with a 0.02 chance modifier. And a amethyst of 0.08 and 0.01 modifier. That's it. Duplicate all these. Change the name to be 2. And on this one, we want it to be 0.14 with a 0.02 change, 0.11, and then we'll add in here a new sapphire for 0.08, 0.01. So let's just test our stuff here. So we're going to add in our gem chances here to see if this works. And then also on the round 2, we want to add that into our asset database. I need to change the GUIDs on everything. So it's going to be global manager right here. Item.id equals GUID.new GUID.toString. We'll just run it once. But now if I look at these rounds, everything should have different values, and they do. So I can save it. It's going to save all my assets. Go ahead and put these back on comment. And so now when I'm doing the creation here of a block script, what I want to do is look at this one. This is just going to create a type of block, a piece. And then you create your blocks here. Now your tier color chances, that should already be ordered by my percent chance. And this is going to be called my percent aggregate. So now your percent aggregate is going to be plus equals to your tier dot color chance dot percent chance. Like that. And now we're going to do the exact same thing over here on where this is being called. Like that. Let's try it now. Okay, it's telling me ordered color chances, create tiers color chances. So let's see what's happening here. Round 1, tier 2. So this one is the largest one. And my tiers, it says, are null. Because you never created your tiers. Try it again. Try it again. Now we have our 6 tiers. So tier 1 is orange, 2 is red, 3 is blue. This would be tier of 1. My ordered color chance is 0. So now it's making the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. That looks like it worked. Yeah. And there we go. Now we have all of our color pieces. Our gem spawn chance, we're going to change that to be 100% for ambers. There we go. You can see that green is still getting selected each time. No, it's not. So now the tiers are being selected randomly each time. Which is great. Okay. So now that we have that done, what we want to change is when you get enough points to go to the next level, go to next round here. So if this is less than 0 or equal to 0, then you want to return 0. Otherwise, you want to return number lines to progress minus lines dot count. So what we need to do now is on Game Manager, we can scrap all of this. And what I want to look at here is my game over. Because now when you do your reset game, over here in Game Manager, I want to do a new game and a new player. We don't need to do this. We need to set round 1. If you look at your init for UI script, we are subscribing game here. So I need to get rid of that. And same thing on board script, right? Board script needs to get init again. If my grid does not equal to null, then you want to do this. So this is now just in a net, right? Because that's gone. Game camera script is good. Up here, we want to have a protected game SO. Call it an I collection of game SOs. And we're going to call this games played. And down here we can do a games played dot add game. And actually we want to add this up here. And so in your UI script, when we are unsubscribing this, like that. So let's see what happens now. If I look at my player, I want to get rid of this. And this. So I'm going to make a new public method in here, and I'm going to call it set currency text boxes. Which we'll do there. We'll do it here. And then also here. Okay, so now when we run this again, we can start playing. It says go to next round. So what we want to do here is I want to say go to next round. And I want to get the current round index plus 1. Like that. And to save myself a little bit of time, I'm going to look at this round 1 here and set my number of lines to progress to be 1. And there it is. So it drew my larger board. It didn't get rid of my previous board. So in my board script, I want to say if my top does not equal to null, then we want to do a destroy top. If bottom, we'll just do this 3 times. Perfect. Now we're in line 2. It didn't reset my drawers for the next one. It should have. Okay, so now what I want to do is I'm going to change this to be called lines remaining. And then I want to add one more. And I'm going to call this my round container. And we'll make this go across the whole thing with a little bit down. Put this in the middle. And then this will say round 1. Hey there, Dev Island. How are you doing? Welcome to the channel. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to put them into the chat. Also, we got an active and supportive community at our Discord, discord.pixelhorrorstudios.com, and I put all these videos up at youtube.pixelhorrorstudios.com. Okay. And on my canvas now, we're going to have a new Text Mesh Pro called round. And when we init the board, I want to say my round.text equals round. And then you want to add my game.round current. You also want to put that here. Bool is forced. So if we were forcing this, the UK dude, welcome. How are you doing, man? Welcome back. Like that. And that'll give me an error here, which we want to call set drawers. Reset game is being called from the that looks fine. Not too bad. I'm doing pretty well myself as well. I think we're good here. So my round container -50 and 60. We'll put this as text box. And I'll just put this at 0. And on my canvas, we'll bring in this text box. No problem, man. Okay, we'll give this a run. Someone gave me Stack Overflow here. So on my game manager, we'll see what's doing this. And we had the game, we had the prefab, we do our collection, we start the UI is what's failing. That's fine. It's probably this one. Because create drawers is also calling set drawers. Because I only want to create the drawers if do we have one here which is going to be called public virtual void clear drawers? And we could do a for each var drawer and drawers. Just place piece. So we could do a public virtual void clear piece, and we could just do a piece.put object in pool. Now we could do a destroy piece, and then do a piece equals null. So now when you go to the next level, and you're setting your text boxes, I want to have a new public virtual void clear drawer items. I can do it right here. And we want to say, yes, it's forced. If my drawer dot piece is equal to null, then you want to create one. Let's check it out. Yep, I'm using .NET Core 3.1 on my Linux VM to do my server. Writing threaded network sockets was fun. Yeah, are you using the async await in the TCP client, or are you spinning up your own threads? Okay, I'm using blocking sockets with checks. All right, yeah, that was how originally I had it set up. But hey, if you want, you can always use this library that I've written, tcp.net. Mine is done. Well, for next time. And this thing's got lots and lots of documentation with it. That should hopefully make it really easy to use. Okay, we'll give it a try. Let's try that. Yeah, no worries. I've also got one for WebSockets as well. It's called WebSockets Simple. I just use those on all my projects because I use TCP all the time and I don't ever want to have to like keep rewriting the same crap. Okay, let's give it a try. What was that? What is this failing on? It wants to find one where the round index is the same thing. So we want to do index plus 1. Absolutely. It's also a great training exercise that you can do to know how to, write your own TCP server sockets and stuff. All right. So it's working. We can now try to get a line here to go on to the next level. Round 2. No more game, and then it'll dump me back here to the very beginning. Now on game reset, you're actually passing in the game to the init. Which is exactly what I want. So now I can get rid of this is forced optional flag, and now it should work perfect. And this I can actually push up onto the site right now. So as soon as we're done, I'll make a WebGL build, and I can push this up to pixelhorsestudios.com. We still need to add in a lot more of the floating text. Round 2. It says 5 lines remaining. Four lines remaining. 3 lines remaining. And now when I reset it, it didn't dump back. Like that. Now it'll work. In this time, restart it, everything reset. All right, I'm out of time for this morning. Thank you for staying with me. If you have any questions, make sure you pop them into our chat, discord.pixelhorrorstudios.com. I also put all these videos up at youtube.pixelhorrorstudios.com. So thanks again. I'll be back in the morning, and I may actually be back this afternoon as well. So just keep by. I'll post it up on the Discord if we go live. The next thing I want to add to the game is something that shows the percentages of getting different colors in each one of the rounds. And that's what we're going to be doing. So thanks again. It's been very nice to catch up with you, UK dude. Make sure you come back out again soon, and I will see you guys a little bit later. Have a good one.